best of entertainment and, of course, the best of music.
Yeah. And I did say that in the second half of the show, we've got an interesting lineup. We've literally, today I did mention on my social media, today is a boys' affair.
Yeah.
Because it's all about men.
Yeah.
And today it's,
fine, we'll allow it because it's September.
Today it's eye candy for the women. You know, I know Women's Month is over, but siyanzama nje man. What's in man it's man, at least it's something.
Yeah.
And in the studio with us today is an entrepreneur of the note. When I'm talking about, if you're a lady who loves to dress up and look good, then this guy has got you, you know. And apinze etwalo abe nenhlitiyo lenhle man. Abe ne charity drive that gives to the less fortunate. The one and only Lobi Dlamini is joining us in studio. My brother, how are you doing?
Yo. Yo.
How are you doing?
I don't know.
Really?
I'm doing good, I guess. It's been, I don't know. I'm good, I guess. Yeah.
How's the weather?
I love that, I guess.
Me too.
Keep
I
guessing
don't
that you're
want to-
good.
I don't want to just be happy.
Yeah.
I think I'm always having like a medium temperature of some sort.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
okay, and obviously I'm very, very happy to be here. It's a good place, by the way. Yo, can listen. I'm always listening
Yeah.
on my card, and wow, I can't believe you guys are here. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Happy
Thank
to be
you.
here, actually.
Well, kicking off things the right way, we like to more or less get to know our guests a little bit better. So we want to get to know who Lobi is, besides of all the work that he's put out when it comes to the clothing line and when it comes to the charity drive that you also have, and the newly built association that we're going to talk about later on. Let's talk about who Lobi Dlamini is, besides all of that.
Yo, difficult question at first, but yeah, I think I've gone through phases that I don't really know my real identity, but it all comes down to what I really am. You know, soft person. I love kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's
Yeah.
why there's a charity influence in my life. Then there's other elements of probably just being an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurship for my whole life. I don't know, 2007 when I was a kid, doing a lot of stuff that it was older than me, but it was business. So I think my pivot, my life has always been about, looking at spaces, finding solutions to problems, trying to execute. But definitely, I'm just a cool guy. I think people who hang out with me will always tell you, I'm talking about business, I'm talking about stuff that has humor.
Yeah.
I'm talking about soccer, I love soccer. I love people. That's just one of my, great inspiration. Every time someone wants to actually get helped with something, jobs. I think I actually hooked up people with jobs this year, which was like, wow, big number. So, yeah, I think basically I'm a humanitarian. Yeah, just
All in all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Everything else where I grew up in different places. I grew up in Babana, grew up in Bonjen Matsetsa, grew up in Manzini. So basically it was just a lot of elements of upbringing, and yeah, I guess that's just a hybrid of a human being.
Yeah.
Well, we're decoding that human being he is and why exactly he chose the line of work that he decided to go into. Speaking of that line of work, we're talking about a very prominent clothing label that had Swaziland and Africa in a chokehold. I feel like now's the time that if you are born, I don't know, should I discriminate? No. Because if you are young and do not know one evening ago, I do not know which rock or which world you were born into, but clearly it's not this world, and clearly it's not Africa, because everyone needs to know and everyone knows this brand. So let's talk about that for a minute, Lobi. Let's talk about how you came up with the name firstly, before we even get into now we're starting to work on the logo or the significant picture that needs to be on every, clothing label. Let's talk about the name. Where does it derive from, and what is the motivation behind the word One Evening Kagogo?
Yo.
Exactly. So now uxoxela ngetimpahla kwenzekani?
I think I actually had like a lot of definitions. Like,
Okay.
oh, this one's asking me, okay. Maybe we're somewhere, then like, let me just give you a quick question, a quick answer.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, this one is asking from a broader view, then I'm trying to bring it up like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I don't think, it was think it's 2012. Yo, it's been a lot. 2012. At home, chilling. I've always been a creative. I always had an exercise, doing graphic designing whatsoever. Then yeah, one evening, I met Tikakoko. Then I was just sitting by some rock, trying to create something. Then something just came up, creativity. There's always an inspiration somewhere, but when you're trying to find out where did it really come from, you're like, no, this was just one of those things. So I was there at Tikakoko. Then I came up with the brand, and I came up with one evening because I was sitting. I was like, one evening, let me just write a few poems because I do write a lot of poetry.
Right.
Then after that, like, okay, maybe somehow I decided to come up with something. One evening at Coco, but I didn't know it was going to be a clothing brand. I was like, no, this is cool. Yeah. One evening at Coco, I started writing about it, definitions of being relaxed at Coco, chilling with almost everyone is there, and you know how this place makes you feel when you just come back from the urban places. When you go there, the serenity is always beautiful. There's always green places you can go to. So basically, it was more of that coming up with the name, but it was basically supposed to be a composition, because back then, I was a kid. I always thought stories as just compositions. Yeah. So yeah, one day I just met this guy in town. He's wearing a T-shirt. He's written his name. And like, really? Like, how did you do that? Like, someone printed it for me. And I was like looking at my notebook because I was carrying it. Yeah. Yo, if we can put this logo on that T-shirt, then something can happen. Yeah. Then the guy's like, come on, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it for you. And I'm like, okay. Next day he comes through with the T-shirt. I'm like, yo, bro. And can you do another one? Like, yeah, he does it. Then I'm wearing the T-shirt in town. Then obviously someone's like, oh, this is cool. Story. The rest is history. But yeah, I really got some orders. 2013, it was just crazy. People just liked the Gakoko line. At the end of it, yes, they really thought what it was anyways, because I think it was like relating. Everyone goes to Gakoko to relax. So the one evening part was just an exception, but the Gakoko really caught people around. So I started making a theme around it. Obviously clothes and traditions and rural eras, just trying to bring it together. Yes, combining the two, swag and obviously just culture.
And then speaking about the growth that you had in terms of the orders that are now coming through in 2013, how did you overcome the influx of clients that wanted and the demand for you to actually supply? Was it actually a smooth process, or you did have hiccups along the way in regards to not meeting the demand on time? How were you able to overcome that?
Back in 2013, we would just buy T-shirts from Mr. Price, and then we sold to you guys because we're trying to get something. So yeah, it was a bit difficult to actually try and convince a lot of customers. The material we used was a bit, and obviously the stickers, would just stick something, then after 3 months it was just wearing off. So yeah, it was a bit of it wasn't really nice, but I would see the progress and people would just support you, like, yo, this guy is supporting me, but I see the job is a bit. So yeah, I think I try to hold on and try to cultivate the quality and trying to bring more ideas into the brand. And yeah, obviously there were orders that didn't go well, but we really tried to hold up a reputation of some sort.
And now you are helping other people. How does your charity journey begin, and what motivates you, to help other people, and most especially, who are you helping? Where are you helping them?
You.
The word help appeared a lot there.
Exactly. Help. Who helped me? Who am I helping?
Now, how are you helping them?
How are you helping them?
Helping, obviously that's the big word. I got helped by just being in a space where people would support me. So say my customers helped me. And then, you cannot say, can I give you a discount? Obviously, like, you have to do your business. So there's other ways of showing that you need to give back to your customers. Exactly. So being the kid, obviously not being raised by both parents and understanding the things that go through when you're growing up, when you are vulnerable, when you're in a space where there's no one who's gonna be like, oh, I'm. So I thought it was good to just give other kids the chance to feel how it feels like to be in a space, of love, because it's not like when you're giving out sweets, the sweets are going to last for the whole year.
Yes.
It's the element that comes with the sweets, the giving, like I care about you, which is what I'm always promoting. And the charity drive, it's an influence of showing that when you're in a space where you're vulnerable, there's always going to be someone there for you, no matter how bad the situation is. So my customers help me, and I decided otherwise I'll just go through random kitchens around the country. I think we've gone through over 10 kitchens randomly, and we supply secondhand clothes from my customers, from people obviously who see me posting on Facebook, because that's part of what I do, to use my influence, my custom influence. So they always pop up with clothes that have used. Some are very new, some are not very new, but when you bring them into the spaces where they're needed, there's a lot of applause around that. So the very first moment they did it, I think it was like 2017, 2016, and I got so much support from Canada that I thought maybe, because the Canadians who came through were doing a lot of humanitarian work, so they sort of influenced me to actually continue and just give back with what they were supporting me with. So I ended up doing it the first time, then the feeling just changed my whole life. Like, you can just be out here giving someone something, and it was just have an impact. Not that it's supposed to last the whole night. Obviously, when you go and cook, a meal can last as long. But the mindset changes altogether. Confidence building, self-esteem. So that's what my charity drive is about. It's not about giving us food. We'll never get enough food. Everyone's always hungry. It's about just changing the mindset of people who are in a vulnerable space, giving them hope and telling them that it's going to be okay. So definitely that's my help to people, and mostly it's just small kids. It's 5 to 7 but when they bring clothes, it's almost like even old people. Exactly. So I think that's where it goes. That's the backbone of my charity drive, and it's just low key there. It's so much amazing how much you don't even have to say a lot of stuff on social media or whatsoever, but people would just come through. People with good hearts, of course. And you could mention their names, but there's just a lot of them. Others are just ghosts. We don't even post about it. So that influence coming through, it just showed me that you don't really need to be anything to give. You just have to be in the right space at the right time and just do it out of a good heart. Before you know it, you're just making someone happy. And you don't know how much that happens can change that person's life. So but definitely.
And you know, listening to that story really touches my heart there. Lobi, what are you hoping to achieve with the giving? I mean, how far are you hoping to take it? What is your goal in all of this charitable work? 10 kitchens is a lot. Cooking for people is a lot. I cook for 5 and maybe 4, but it's a lot. And you're doing it for the masses. How far are you hoping to take it?
I was hoping maybe, since there's a lot of people who are getting in the spaces of charity these days, it doesn't have to be on cameras, it doesn't have to be seen or whatsoever. I was hoping maybe we can create a culture. My dream is just to create a culture where there's just going to be a system of giving. I don't have to be there. I can die today and someone's just going to continue this charity drive. A system that is just going to upload for a couple of ages until other kids feel like maybe we do have a chance, because most kids who kill themselves, it's just because they just don't see any hope. And when you bring the light, it changes their lives just instantly. So I was hoping maybe it could be a system. It could be like not just me going around, hey, let's quit it, imali for 1 month, then after a month you give everything, and then there's nothing left. You have to start afresh.
Yeah.
Just hoping maybe we could, as people, tap into a system where we could just be constantly giving to the people who are vulnerable, and just try and make them at least have a meal a day.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a meal, just to have those token of appreciations. Even if it's toys for the kids, you know, they need to see toys. They're out there, they're just playing with bricks. They need to see the real shape of a car so that they can dream about a car. So yeah, it's just basically that, changing minds through charity, not obviously through giving meals, because meals cannot sustain anyone that much, especially if you don't really have so much scope.
Of course.
Yes, exactly.
All right. 11:43 was when you get back, we want to find out how exactly we're aiming in changing this, and how you, the listener, can be a part of this movement, how you can add whatever you have into this big, initiative that has just started, and when exactly we can more or less expect to see the rollout of the charity that's coming up after this. We're talking about the charity drive that is currently doing. So before we wrap up the part of, the charity, it's September, it's a new month. What can people do on their ends to more or less support this beautiful initiative that you've started? How can I, as a listener, donate whatever I have, or donate how much I may just have laying around, towards this beautiful cause?
Is that a question?
Yes. Yeah. So how can they be a part of
say
this?
how much? Like, what I actually did at first, when we were starting the charity, I would accept a lot of stuff. I would accept a lot of things, and it was less of money. It was more of clothes, sneakers. So the money would just come in with my group. Obviously, the people I can say. So mine is okay. Mine is needed for the operations. We can start donating from as little as 5 emalangeni to up to the amount you want. And there's channels. Unfortunately, it's just my personal channel, but I always try to give people the transparency and whatsoever, that when you donate, you're definitely going to see the value of your money, because you somehow become part of it. I invite you in, and then we start working together to see how big the work is. And yes, we haven't registered yet. We're trying to build a place where we're going to be transparent. There's going to be stakeholders involved, and everything is just going to be out there, because you know how it goes with funds. There's always going to be something about funds, even if you
the questions
took them, even if you didn't take them. There's always going to be something about funds.
So how are you managing to stay transparent in showing people that the money that they do send in actually goes into helping the people that you are currently doing the drive for?
There's a group that I created where the people who donate end up getting there, obviously, just to try and keep up with their work. Some others don't want to go in, they just want to put money in and then leave, or put clothes. But there's a group where I actually put the balances of some sort, and obviously the scope of work, the expenses, and what we're supposed to buy. And for now, it's just there, and I think it's just a bit comfortable for everyone, because you end up in a place where you don't want to end up with funds. But because this comes from my heart, and when I first did it, it was out of my salary. I think I spent my whole December salary in 2017 doing something. So I would do something funny now, but the passion about it is definitely just making sure everyone is set. Because you find out that you go there, you're expecting 70 kids, and you find 90. What do you do about that? The budget gets to be tutted around. We always handle it.
And it's a big initiative, and I would like to say all the best, for it in the future, and the growth, may it be as big as it can get, and all the sponsors come along and also hop onto this beautiful journey. But wrapping up that conversation, I want us to now go back onto the clothing side of things. Interestingly enough, we have heard of the amazing news that an association for clothing labels in the country has been formed, and it's now working together in the form of more or less trying to minimize all the problems of meeting the demand and other issues that, you know, the textile industry is facing. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about, you know, the labels that are within that particular association and how you guys came into being one cohesive team.
Mm-hmm. It's called LCPA, Eswatini Local Clothing Brands Association, exactly. And I don't want to say I a lot, but I posted the Guzani. There's a brand called Guzani.
Yes.
I guess a lot of people know it. Had a lot of things online. Then I was just so overwhelmed by what he was coming up with, and I was like, no, we deserve better. We deserve to be in a place where there's a lot of attention around us as Swazi brands, because there's really nothing that is missing in our brands, from tailoring to stitches to tags to whatsoever. We just bring a whole product, but we don't have the infrastructure. So it was me just saying how Guzani had made so much, and still we are selling like we are vendors. No, not disrespect to vendors, but we are supposed to be in a standard way. We're supposed to selling at Unimo, we're supposed to selling as a corporate place and without any question whatsoever. So looking at how we can come there, it all went down to us coming together. Then I approached a couple of brands because it was just a vision at that time. I think it was like 4 months ago, and there was just so much frenzy around it, and I liked the frenzy. So yes, we ended up with Schoon Trip, and he decided, no, let me just create a group. We're just gonna go with fate with this one. Just approach everyone to just come in and see what we can do together.
Yeah.
And then we ended up with over 12 brands, and there's just more coming in. So there's Guzani, there's One Evening, there's Skonian Republic, there's Schoon Trip, sorry, and there's Bestest Design, there's Alton M. The list is just a bit big. So we came together and we started having meetings. And we saw the problems. Why are we doing this? This is expensive. Can we go and collect fabric together and just probably pay together and like minimize the cost and cut off a bit of middlemen, especially when it comes to printing.
Yeah.
So that is really what we are focusing on. And obviously there's room about the African free trade that we're trying to tap into, because it needs more apparel and textile industry, and we're just trying to pop up because we're just a small part of the economy, but we can really do something.
In which you can. All right, we're still hanging out with Lobi Dlamini right here on 88.2. Send the Queen of Soul. This one's called For Afro by Colin right here on 88.2. 11:57. Wrapping up the conversation with Lobi. But before we do, I want to find out from him, where can people get more information in regards to the association of these labels? And also, where can people get a hold of you in regards to donating or giving what they have currently?
Yeah, there's the platforms that are available for charity. First, it's the numbers. Obviously, people want to get hold of you in terms of how do we get to you when we want to bring second-hand clothes or new clothes or the socks.
Yeah.
Mostly it's just socks, and I'm happy. I'd like to thank the people who came through. So yes, it's my number, personal number, Swaz Mobile, and for more there's the other number. Swaz Mobile, it's 7959-8147. You do a lot of inquiries there. Then if you just want to directly put the money, because there's people who just, you find that they put the money trying to reference who's this, but obviously if you just want to be anonymous and put directly money, it's 76818286. 76818286. Then we don't have a social media platform. I think mostly people are just sharing, which is what I love, but we need to get to that, because the charity drive is called the Ubuntu Project. Yes, we're trying to experience Ubuntu from just outermost hearts. Yes, so yeah, there's no social media platforms, but you can go to my Facebook account, Lobi Titanium Words, and just find out more. There's a lot of things there about charity. And for the Eswatini Local Clothing Brands Association, there is a page, fortunately, and it's called the Eswatini Local Clothing Brands Association.
All right.
There's a lot of content that is already available there. You can register there. There's a link to register brands who want to register, and obviously there's other content that has to do with interviews with where we are in terms of links with other parts of our mandate, fashion shows, other things, including the African Free Trade mandate, which is just going to be at Mavuso, and they actually invited us to come through and just try and bring together ideas on how we can penetrate that market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then wrapping up the conversation now, we want to touch base on the fun side of Lobi. So we want to find out from him what's his top 5. So you need to answer these questions as quickly and as honestly as you can. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
All right. Sneakers or flops?
Sneakers.
Automatic or manual?
Manual.
Ooh, you like to struggle.
Hey,
Drive,
struggling. Hey, struggling. Favorite meal to eat when paid?
Pasta.
Ooh, look at you.
Are you not going out? You're going out for pasta?
Food hot.
Oh, okay. Winter or summer?
Summer.
And then your favorite color?
Gray.
Interesting, but you're not great.
You're
We're
a
not
very
wearing gray.
relaxed person. You know, it takes a lot to get grey your favorite color. I mean, grey is such a subtle color.
It is.
Gray
Yeah.
takes everything.
It actually is.
Yeah.
This table is great, guys.
So you love it. Wow. Take it with you. It's fine. It's
The
yours.
wall, the table. Away.
But thank you so much, Lobi, for coming through and just having a heartfelt conversation about the work that you do. Like I did say earlier on, all the best, and may the Lord just basically, bless you with all your heart's desires because of what you're doing and putting out into the world.
And of course, we are challenged. Lobi was saying, he doesn't have to be there for us to help people. You can also do it in your own community, wherever you are. If you see someone in need, do not, let them go straight. Just help them. Try, with whatever you have. It can be 2 loaves of bread. He said it doesn't last forever, but it's the appreciation